If this is your first time watching, welcome. My name is Kristen, aka Kristen Mechanism. I am a business coach, and I help women create profitable businesses that they love using social media, specifically using live and social media. I have been in business since 2018. I started off teaching women how to coupon, how to budget, how to save money, and then I started teaching my clients how to start content. People like you save money, now we want to make money. And I actually fell in love with business coaching. So in 2020, I started teaching women how to start side hustles and how to make money doing something that they enjoy. And in 2023, I decided to go full time as a business coach, and specifically as a business coach who helps women use live and social media to make consistent sales. I've made my six figures in my business since 2019, and like majority, I would say like 99% of money have been made online. So today, I want to talk about the key things about why I love going live for my business and how live has helped me in my business. So I would love to know this here. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. What city, what state, what country are you watching from, and what is your business? If you are a business owner, what is your business? Okay, let me put my microphone on. Hold it. Let me put my I'm gonna put my YouTube audio on my phone. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find my audio. Yeah, wait. Hi everyone, let me know where you're watching from, the city, your favorite country, and your favorite entrepreneurs, YouTube. Let me know if that's better. Is that audio better on YouTube and Facebook? Is that audio better? Please let me know, Sonia and Andrea. So Andrea is here from Birmingham, Alabama. Sonia, let me know if that's better for audio. Hi, Hinton Wisdom. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, I know what the problem is. My headphones. That's okay. Okay, is that better? What happened? My headphones were disconnected. Okay, is that better? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Welcome. Okay, y'all, I'm just trying to get my audio better here. YouTube, because I'm not host. Both of my YouTube channels, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Let me know if that's better now. Let me know if that's better now. Let me know if my audio is better now. Okay, while we try to get my YouTube audio better, let's see who is watching over on TikTok. So on TikTok, we have Christine in Cleveland, Ohio. Hey, Christine, thank you so much for joining. Do you have a business or do you want to start a business? If you know, thank you so much for joining. Who else do you have on TikTok? Let me know where you're watching from. If you have a business, YouTube friends, let me know if the audio is better. Let me know if it's still available. Oh, no, hold on. I'm just watching something. Okay, hold on a second. I have to close the computer. Yeah, so I don't know why my headphones keep connecting. Okay, I disconnected my headphones.
Let me know if that's better. These headphones like automatically connect. Okay, let me know if that's better. I removed my headphones. Much better? Okay, cool. What happened was I was using my headphones at Starbucks earlier, and I think that they automatically like kept connecting. And I don't know why it does that. Okay, she says much better. Okay, so let me do this again. Welcome to my live. My name is Crystal, aka Crystal Maximizer. I'm a business coach. I help women I help women grow profitable businesses they love using social media, specifically by going live on social media. I've been in business since 2018 is when I started my first YouTube channel. I started making my first sales in 2019. And in 2020, I started teaching women how to start side hustles. And I fell in love with teaching women like how to make money versus how to save money. And in 2023, I made the tough decision and I decided that I was going to be a business coach full time. So now I help women grow profitable businesses that they love using social media. So I would love to know where you're watching from, what city, what state, what country you're watching from, and then what is your business? Tell me in the comments, what is your business? If you don't have a business and you want to start a business, what kind of business do you want to start? Let me know. Okay. So I am live on all of my platforms, two YouTube channels, my Facebook page, Instagram, and TikTok. And today I want to talk to you about why I love going live so much and why live has helped me grow my business, helped me make multiple six figures, and why live is my favorite thing to do in business. Okay. So, again, let me know where you're watching from. I like to be engaged with my audience. I like to answer all your questions. I like to acknowledge who's here. So, don't be shy. Get in the comments. Let me know. And then later on, I'll let you know how we can work together in my live boot camp where we'll go even deeper. And I will give you my top tips, strategies, and techniques for using live in your business, especially if you are a service based business owner. Especially if you're a service based business owner. Okay, so I see a bunch of people joining on TikTok. Welcome, welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. Someone's here from Japan. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining from Japan. That's amazing. Diana is in sunny Florida. What part of Florida? I actually live in Florida. Okay. I actually live in Florida. Okay. Let me jump into my first tips and then I will jump back in the comments. Okay. So the first reason why I love live stream so much is for this very reason. I get to engage with my audience in real time. So, I started on YouTube as my first social media platform for business. And YouTube, in my opinion, is very put together. YouTube is very, you gotta have the thumbnail, you gotta have the audio, you have to have the sound, you have to be put together with YouTube, but you do not connect with your audience because you make the video, you post it, and then your audience watches the video. I love live because I get instant feedback from you. I can ask you what type of business you have, you put it in the comments, and I can engage with some sort of a dialogue. Now, I'm only talking and you're typing, but it's still a connection with your audience. As business owners, we have to remember that we are using social media to sell. Put some money signs in the chat if you want to use social media to make sales in your business. Put some money signs in the chat if you use social media to make sales in your business. Because it's a difference when you're just posting on social media for leisure or if you're posting on social media as a content creator, right? As an influencer. As a business owner, my goal is to make sales. And in order to make sales, I need to have an audience who knows me, likes me, and trusts me. How do you get your audience to know you, like you, and trust you? You have to engage with them. You have to allow them to be seen. So, by me engaging with you live in person, this allows you to know me, like me, and trust me. And then, if I have something that I'm selling that solves a problem for you, you will be more inept to buy from someone like myself who's engaged with you versus a complete stranger who you've never seen before. So put some money signs in the chat if your goal is to make sales on social media. You want to sell something. Mary is in Birmingham, Alabama. She's trying to start a t-shirt business. What kind of t-shirts are you looking to sell? What kind of t-shirts are you looking to sell? And have you sold a t-shirt before yet? Have you sold a t-shirt yet? Whoops, my laptop is And why do you want to sell t-shirts more importantly? Christine says, I'm working on t-shirts and mugs. Okay, t-shirts and mugs for Christine. What is going on said t-shirts and mugs? And why t-shirts and mugs? And I'm gonna come back to y'all if Christine and was it Diana? Mary. If Christine and Mary are here at the end, I'm going to do some open Q&A. So my lives usually last anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. So if you want to get some like coaching, some dialogue, I would love to chat with y'all in the end. But my biggest question for y'all is why t-shirts? Right? And I want you to think about what problem you're solving with a t-shirt. And we'll talk about that a little bit more at the end. I've seen a comment on YouTube. Hunting Wisdom. This is awesome. In Virginia, thanks for watching from Virginia. I host online trivia games, which provide families and individuals from all backgrounds a fun opportunity to earn cash. I'm stepping away for a few minutes. Oh, that's awesome. You're in Hollywood. That's awesome. So you do online trivia and people can earn cash in real time from your online trivia. That's super interesting. Is there anything that you do on social media to help get people into the trivia, or like how does that work, Hunting Wisdom? I would love to hear more from you. Okay, so my first reason why I love live so much is I can engage with my audience in real time. Otherwise, you would have to pay me to get this type of dialogue. You would have to pay to be in one of my coaching programs, a boot camp, a workshop, or something in order to get feedback from me. Because otherwise, if I'm just posting videos, you just get the information that I deemed important. You don't get to ask questions. You don't get to get any sort of support. There's no engagement. So my first reason is I get to engage with my audience in real time. My second reason, this is the most authentic version of myself that I can give you. I don't have to worry about being flagged for what I'm saying. Now, TikTok will sometimes throw you off of a live if you're doing something like too ratchet and too risque, or you say something really, really wild. I forgot to turn on my toggle, which is how I track my working time. So let me just put that on here. TikTok will kind of sometimes throw you off of a live, but short of saying anything like ratchet or bad, you don't have to worry about being censored. You don't have to worry about holding anything back when you're live. I get to be the most authentic version of myself. I can cuss, I can see squirrel, I can see someone type something in the comments like Mary and it was Mary and Christine when they were talking about t-shirts. I can have a conversation. I can have dialogue. I can be engaging. There's no restrictions. There's no limits. I can just talk. I don't have to worry about my video being a minute on TikTok to get monetized. I don't have to worry about, making it too long and someone watching a movie on YouTube. I don't have to worry about any of that. I can show up as Crystal Maximizer, and I can just share what I want to share authentically. I love number one being a business owner because I get to be myself unfiltered. But being live, I get to give my audience, people who haven't paid me yet, the opportunity to see me unfiltered. And I actually have a filter on right now on TikTok, and it is just it's really effects enhanced. It's really making me super chocolate. Let me take that down a little bit. It just gives me the opportunity to just be authentically myself without any inhibitions, and it makes me feel really good to just get to be myself. Why won't this go away now? To just be myself, authentically myself, with no restrictions, no worries, and no stress. I'm not recording anything, and also there's nothing to edit. I love going live because I don't have to worry about editing. I do not have to worry about editing. Editing is the thing that I hate the most about my business. Having to edit videos is what I hate the most, right? So going live allows me to be authentic and I don't have to edit. The third reason why I love going live so much is that I can talk about how I help people in detail. When you are a business owner and your number one goal is to make sales, right? Because if you're not making sales, you just have an expensive hobby. Your goal is to make sales. When you are doing pre-recorded content, you can't always go into detail without feeling pushy. I want you to put a number one in the chat if you've ever felt like selling on social media. You feel pushy, you feel sleazy, you feel like a used car salesman. You sound like you're begging for people to give you their money. I want you to put a number one in the chat if you've ever felt any of those feelings when selling on social media. I find that when I'm live, I have the opportunity to really focus on the transformation of my offer, to really focus on how what I am selling, what I'm offering to you, can help you get more of what you want. I feel like I cannot do that as much in a pre recorded video because you don't want your pitch to be 15 minutes long. Versus when I'm live right now, I can talk in detail about the things that are specifically going to help you when you join my live bootcamp, right? Day one is going to be a game plan. Day two is all about preparing to get live. And day three is all about selling your ass off. And I can go into specific details on how you are going to learn things and you are going to leave with things that you can implement into your business ASAP, go live, make sales, a direct correlation. So I feel like live, I can talk about my offer in detail with you in mind 1000% of like, how can this help you? Versus in a pre recorded video, you only want to talk for a minute or two about your offer, right? You don't want the whole video to be salesy. You want to be able to educate, share something, offer something, and then move on. Live, I don't feel that pressure. Live, I feel free. I feel like, okay, I can talk to you about the live bootcamp in sections and I can really hone in on how it's going to benefit you. So far, the reasons why I love live is I can engage with my audience in real time. There's nothing wrong with the background. I'm at my mother's house and there's a lot of ratchet stuff on the walls. So I put up a brick background so that there's a lot behind me. And I don't like the background in here. So I just put up a brick background on YouTube. So that's why I look like I'm in bricks. Because the background is just it's wild. And the way that the light shines on me in a weird way. So that's why I have a brick background. I will be back in Florida for the month of May. So I'll be back to my beautiful wall. But I get to engage with my audience in real time. I get to be authentic with no restrictions, fluff, or limits. I can literally just talk. I can talk about my offer in details. Number four, my favorite thing, I can answer questions in real time. I can answer questions in real time. If you are a business owner, how many times have you had questions from a YouTube video you've watched, an Instagram video you watched, a TikTok that you've watched, LinkedIn, a podcast episode that you listened to? Put a number one in the chat. No, I lied. Put a question mark in the chat if you've had questions in regards to a piece of content that you've watched and you weren't able to ask that content creator the question. You've listened to something, you've watched something, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is great. But what about this and this and this and this? And you were not able to ask that question to the creator. Or you typed in your question to the creator and they never got back to you, or they got back to you in a week or 2 weeks. And by that point, you're like, I don't even remember that question. It's not even relevant anymore, right? Put a question mark in the chat. If you've watched content, you've listened to content, and you've had a question and you weren't able to ask. Live eliminates that because if you have a question, I've got an answer. I had the ability to engage with my audience and answer their questions in real time. So while you're thinking about using going live on for your business to make sales, you can ask me a question about that in real time. You're trying to figure out what social media is best for you to use for your business. You can ask me that in real time. You can ask me about my experience as someone who's been building a YouTube channel since 2018. You can ask me those questions in real time. But when you're watching a YouTube video, you're watching a reel, you're watching a TikTok, you don't have the opportunity to get that instantaneous feedback. I literally love live for that reason because I can give you instantaneous feedback. I can answer your questions ASAP. I post mini trivia on YouTube, Facebook, X, but I think everyone thinks I'm scamming because this will sound strange, but I'm new to social media. I had to disconnect several years ago. Okay, I understand. So, are you creating a new social media strategy, or do you just post trivia and then people can just answer? Like, how do you make money in this as a business? Like, what is the pay structure of that? How does that work? Okay, my next reason why I love live so much My audience can see me and see that I'm a real person. My audience can see me at my mother's house in real time, no makeup on, hair like this, in the same clothes from earlier, with life happening all around me. And again, when you are a business owner, in order for people to buy from you, people need to know you, like you, and trust you. Going live makes me relatable. You can see me. When my kid pops in to talk to me, you're like, oh, she's a mom like me. My niece, she's an auntie like me, right? I'm at my mom's house. She might walk through and say something ratchet like, I am a regular person who has a solution to your problem. So going live allows you to see that. When I'm recording a YouTube video, I cut out all of that. When I'm recording a TikTok or a reel, I cut out all of that. When I'm recording a podcast episode, I cut out all of that. You get to see the most professional version of me and pre recorded content versus live, you get to see the most authentic version of me. And I feel like as you are growing your business, this authentic side of you, where your audience can see you in real time, is so important to building the know, like, and trust factor for them to be able to buy from you when you are offering something that solves a problem. Does this make sense? Please give me some likes if this makes sense. Please give me some likes if this makes sense. How many followers do you need to go live? On what platform? Because each platform varies. Now, TikTok used to be around 1,000. I don't know if that has changed. YouTube also used to have a threshold, but I think you only need a couple hundred on YouTube to go live. Instagram, you don't need anything. Facebook, you don't need anything. TikTok, I believe it's around 1,000. They may have lowered it, but when I started in 2021 is when I got my thousand. No, I got my thousand, I think, in 2020. I needed 1,000 to go live on TikTok. So I think you need 1,000 followers to go live on TikTok, but they may have changed the rules. I would definitely look that up inside of the TikTok FAQs. But your audience can see you. Your audience can see that you're a real person. They build the know, like, and trust factor. So when you have something that they want to buy, they will buy from you because they feel like they know you. They feel like they like you. They feel like they can trust you. Another reason why I like to go live is I can go live on all of my platforms at once. So I can kill all the birds with one stone. Now, if you are new to business or within your first year, I highly suggest focusing on one platform. When I first started my business, I focused on one platform, which was YouTube. I made all my videos for YouTube. When I went live, I only went live on YouTube because that's where my audience was. So I did YouTube by itself for like a year and a half. Then I started using Instagram. Then I added in TikTok. Okay. So I'm live right now on all of my platforms. How am I doing that? Number one, I have two phones. Okay. I have two phones. So I have one phone for TikTok and one phone for Instagram. I don't know if TikTok and Instagram can see each other's phones. Okay. Phones. I have two phones, one for TikTok, one for Instagram. And then for YouTube and Facebook, I have my laptop and I use StreamYard, which is a streaming software where I can go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So I have both my YouTube channels and my Facebook page. So being able to get over here, being able to be in multiple places at once is my benefit. So let me back up. If you're new, one platform. If you've been on multiple platforms for a while, you have a good strategy of being on multiple platforms. When you go live on multiple platforms at the same time. My replay doesn't save on TikTok, but it saves on Facebook, it saves on Instagram, and it saves on both my YouTube channels. So if you maximize your viewership, right? If you have multiple platforms already, going live allows you to touch all of them at once, and I don't have to think about creating fresh content for anything else. I only create fresh content for YouTube. I do not create fresh content for Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. All of the content that I am creating on TikTok or Instagram is literally content ideas and things that I've already created for YouTube. That's it. I don't create anything new. So I can go live on multiple platforms at once. I'm looking at multiple screens at once, and it literally works for me because I don't have to think about it. You know how exhausted I would be if I went live on Instagram one day and then TikTok one day and then YouTube one day? I wouldn't do it. But this allows me to maximize my reach and my potential by going live on multiple platforms at once. This is why I love going live at once. Now, you could say that, oh, I could record a video for YouTube and then I can record a video for TikTok and then I can record a video for Instagram. That's too much. Way too much. Oh, you like Instagram better? It's way too much. Way too much to do. Whereas I can go live once and it covers all the bases. That's for me personally. So it says, I just post trivia. Contestants can play live on YouTube for a fee of $5. First game tree. They can play unlimited games with $20 cash prize. My Zoom games have a $100 prize, but I haven't had any contestants yet. Okay. How are you marketing? Do you have a marketing strategy to get new contestants in? Are you sharing videos? Are you sharing content to bring people in? Is that something that you're working on? Is that something you want help with? The next reason why I love live is that the replay can be saved, which I kind of already said this. The replay can be saved on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So I'm going to do an experiment maybe later this year, early next year, where I'm only going to go live, where I'm not going to post fresh videos to YouTube. I'm not going to post fresh videos to TikTok or Instagram. I'm literally only going to go live. Okay. But the replays are great content. Whenever I go live, my live replays always get more views than the actual live itself, right? So if, let's just say 30 people are watching me live, that replay will get 100 to 200 views, right? If 10 people watch me live, that replay will get 60 to 70, 100 views after the fact. So I feel like the live replays are so valuable. I signed a client because she's like, I watched your live replays. I was never live with you. And I watched the replays and now I want to work with you. So the value in your live, again, it's the most authentic version of yourself. So those replays can be valuable. I've also cut up my live replays and posted them to my social media and used that as content, pre-recorded content. But it was from a live that I already did. It was from a live that I already did. So the replays are super valuable and the clips can be used. Last tip I'll share with you before I open the floor for questions. If you have questions, drop your questions about going live. Drop your questions about using social media for your business. I want to answer your questions. There's a bunch of you watching between all of the platforms. Drop your questions. Let's get them answered. Okay. Drop your questions. The last tip is for TikTok specifically, and I see your question, creations by Miss C. I'm going to address that in a second. Your content gets pushed out. So when you are live on TikTok, TikTok is pushing your live and it's pushing your content. When you're live on YouTube, you're on the live feed. When you're live on Instagram, Instagram alerts your followers that you are live and they put a little bubble up there. So on almost every platform, they are pushing you whether live or your pre-recorded content because you are live. The platforms love live. They love when you are live. So I would encourage you to use live. Before I go live on TikTok, I try to make sure that I have a video posted because they're going to push you in the algorithm, right? Instagram's going to alert all your people that you're live. YouTube is supposed to, when you click the bell, notify your audience that you're going live, right? Your content is going to get pushed. So these are the reasons why I love going live. Number one, I get to engage with my audience in real time. Number two, I get to be the most authentic version of myself. No limits, no fluff, no restrictions. I get to talk about my offer in detail without feeling pushy. I really get to focus on how this offer is going to help you get more of what you want. Number four is I can answer questions in real time. So if you have questions about social media, you have questions about going live for your business, drop them right now. I want to answer them. My audience gets to see me in real time as a real relatable person. Number six, I can go live and utilize multiple platforms at once. Number seven, I can use the replays. The replays are absolutely epic, and my replays get a lot of views. Number eight, I can use some of these clips for later. I can cut up these clips, turn it into a video, save it for later. And number nine, your content gets pushed on every platform. So why not utilize all the features of your platform, especially live? Now, keep on dropping your questions. I see some questions getting dropped. But I want to let you know that I am hosting a 3-day live boot camp. I have been using live since 2019. I have made multiple six figures on social media. I only sell coaching programs. I don't ever sell a physical product. I've sold maybe 12 t-shirts. No, I'm lying. 20 t-shirts in the entire time I've been on social media. I sell coaching programs, I sell memberships, I sell workshops, and I have made multiple six figures since 2019. And a lot of that money has been made from going live. I have connected with my audience and been able to offer them something that will solve their problem on a live. I want to teach you how to do that in my 3-day live boot camp. Now, this live boot camp is going to help you make sales on social media. If you want to make sales on social media, I want you to drop some money signs in the chat. If you're like, Crystal, I want to make sales on social media, I want you to drop some money signs in the chat because that's exactly what we are going to do in the 3-day live boot camp. Day one is your live game plan. We're going to go over what you're selling. We're going to go over how you're selling it. We are going to go over how to figure out what to talk about on your lives. We're going to talk about when you can go live and how long you should go live for and preparing your live assets. What do you need before you go live to share with your audience so they know where to find you? That's day one, live game plan. Day two is preparing to show up. This is where you're going to get your confidence. So, we're going to talk about how to show up confidently, even if you're scared of public speaking, even if you're scared of going live, even if you don't know what to say, because we're going to talk about your talking points. You see how I had 9 talking points tonight? When you go live, you should have talking points. So, I'm going to help you figure out not only your topic of your lives, but how to format your talking points. So, when you get on here, you're not like, hey guys, hi, come to my live boot camp. No, absolutely not. There's a method to the madness, and I'm going to teach you. And then we're also going to talk about having your offer ready to sell. You cannot get on live and not have a clearly defined way for people to be able to buy from you. So that's day two. Day two is preparing to show up. Day three of the live boot camp is how to sell your ass off. You are a business owner. And if you are a business owner, your job is to make sales, right? So we're going to talk about how to engage with your audience. We're going to give you tips to sell without feeling sleazy, without feeling pushy, without feeling icky. And then I'm going to teach you how to share your offer, how to share your offer in a way that's organically and authentically to you, but also to your audience so that they feel like, oh my gosh, she saw me and this is what I needed. So you are going to leave this boot camp ready to go live. You are going to leave this boot camp more confident about more confident about being able to sell on live. So this boot camp is happening May 13th through 15th. And this is for service-based business owners who already have a little bit of an audience, but you're struggling to show up on live. You're not sure how to make it work. You're scared to sell to your audience. You don't know how to do this live thing. This boot camp is for you. Now, each of the 3 days is a 90-minute session. So we're going to meet from 8 to 9:30 p.m. EST, the 13th, 14th, and 15th. There's going to be a workbook for you to take massive action, and there's going to be time for Q&A. All of this is on Zoom. The benefit of that is that you get to talk to me and I get to talk to you. I'm going to teach. I'm going to open the floor for questions. You're going to get your questions answered. You're going to be able to go off and implement. Then you're going to come back for day 2 and for day 3. So the live boot camp is May 13th through 15th. It's going to be happening from 8 to 9:30 p.m. EST. You get access to the replays for 30 days. So even if you can't show up live, you will get access to the replays for 30 days. And you get the whole 3-day boot camp for just $99. Now, spots are limited because when you coach with me, I want to be able to give you specific feedback, specific help, and specific support. So I cannot have 100 people in this boot camp. Impossible. So spots are very limited. So if you want help, you're ready to get help to go live, you can go to KristenMaximizer.com/bootcamp, sign up and get your spots. Once the spots are gone, they're gone. And I don't know when I'm running this boot camp again, if I'm running it again this year. So you can click the link in my bio on TikTok or Instagram. It's in the description box on YouTube. You can go right to my brand new website, KristenMaximizer.com, click on work with me, click on boot camp, and it's right there. Okay. So live bootcamp May 13th through 15th. Sign up at KristenMaximizer.com. So now let me dig into the questions because I see a bunch popping up. Hunting Wisdom says, yes, YouTube mini trivia videos. When people answer those correctly, they win points that can be used in the actual game, which helps them win cash. Okay. Do you feel like this is effective, Hunting Wisdom? Or do you feel like you need more support putting together a social media strategy? Creations by Miss C, if she's still here. I put my shorts on Instagram, TikTok, and then the tutorials are for YouTube. Okay. What tutorials are you creating? Let me see. Whoops, TikTok. I see a bunch of questions. Hold on. Sometimes it goes too fast and I can't get them all. I want to go live, but I never know what to say. Creations by Miss C. The live bootcamp is going to be for you. The live bootcamp is going to be for you because we're going to go over how to figure out what to say. We're going to go over how to figure out what your topics are going to be specifically based on your business. That's why it's going to be a small group because I need to know more about you. I need to know more about your business. Okay. So that we can figure out what are your topics going to be and what you're going to talk about. And most importantly, what you're selling. Like, what's your offer, right? Let's see. I'm scrolling through the questions. Any other questions? Oh my gosh, my TikTok reset. If you drop the question, drop it again because my TikTok reset and now the questions are gone. Okay, let me check YouTube and Instagram. Whoops. Any questions about going live? Any questions about using social media for your business? Okay. Nothing's popping up over here. One question I get all the time about going live is I'm scared of public speaking. I'm scared I'm going to say something wrong. Okay? I'm scared I'm going to say something wrong. Excuse me. And my answer to that is technically, I am in a room by myself, right? Technically, I'm by myself. And technically, I'm the expert. So this is going to sound bad, but it's good. You won't know if I'm saying something wrong when I'm an expert in my field. This live was literally about why I love going live. So I honestly can't say anything wrong. So when you are crafting your live streams, you are the expert and you get to decide what you're saying, right? So if you are scared of public speaking, I would suggest you go to the mirror and you say what you want to say to the mirror to practice. Why is that important? Because right now, I can't see any of you. You want to know what I'm looking at right now? Myself and my mother's wall in my reflection. I can see the window in my reflection. So if you are scared of public speaking, I want you to think about this as a small room with you looking at yourself. You're speaking to the public, but not really. And also, you get to decide what to say. And at any moment, if you feel uncomfortable, you can literally end the live and delete it so no one sees it again. Now, if someone screenshotted you or screen recorded you, can't help you with that. But you can end it and you can delete it, right? So I also want you to ask yourself, am I going to allow my fear to hold me back? Hold on one second. Why am I frozen over here? Like, what is going on? Oh, like YouTube is not letting me be great today. business, you don't have to. But in order to have a successful business, you have to talk. And it is going to take years, honestly, in order to get to a place where you can move to the back. All the big companies, when they first started, like Bill Gates, he was out there pushing Windows, right? Apple, Steve, he was out there pushing the Apple products when they started in that garage. He was pushing the Apple products. Amazon, Jeff Bezos in the beginning, who do you think was making the sales calls? Who do you think was getting the books to put on Amazon for people to sell? It was Jeff. Now Jeff ain't doing none of that, right? He's the visionary. But it took him years and years and years to get to that point. So if you feel like right now in your soul you don't want to talk to people, you don't need a business. You don't, because you're not going to be able to be successful in the way that you want without talking to people. Whether it's talking, I'm not even saying on social media, talking to people, period. You cannot be afraid to sell your offer. You cannot be afraid to sell your offer. You cannot be afraid to talk to people about your business. If you are, you have to ask yourself, am I going to let my fear hold me back? Because there's ways around it. If you're like, you know what, that is too much for me right now, then maybe having the business is not for you. And that's okay. So I'm saying all that to say, ask yourself, do you want to let the fear hold you back? And if not, join us for the live boot camp. I will share all of my tips. Now, I will say this, I'm an extrovert. I've never been afraid to talk in front of people. So this does not bother me at all. This does not scare me at all. I'm not nervous. None of that bothers me. But I do have a biz bestie who's an introvert, and she has been sharing with me over the past few years, like what it feels like to be an introvert, what is nerve-wracking about being an introvert. But let me tell you this, she's an introvert that goes live and she shows her face on her Instagram stories and talks in her Instagram stories almost every single day, even though she's an introvert. She just doesn't do it long, and she recharges at certain times. So if you already know that you have an introverted personality and you're not the most outgoing, you get to decide what live and in-person speaking looks like in your business. But again, it can't be, I never, ever, ever want to do that, because that's going to be unrealistic. So I would say that's the biggest thing that people ask me, like, I don't want to talk in front of people. I don't want to be the face of my business. Now, are people out here successful with faceless social media? Absolutely. I personally am like, if you are a one person business owner, a faceless social media, again, may not be the way to go. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's definitely going to be a little bit harder for you. Okay. Let me get off that soapbox. Are there any other questions? Is this really Sahara or is this Dallas? Dallas, is this you? But what other questions do we have about using live for our business? Shauna says, it's refreshing to hear you talk about something different. Yes. I want to focus on helping women go live. Live has been so pivotal for me. It also has allowed me to perfect my messaging, because I'm constantly talking about my business and my offer with different people. I'm explaining my business and my offer to different people. So it helps me get my messaging a lot clearer. So I love it. I love it. Are there any other questions? This has been great. Thank y'all for dealing with me through all of my technical difficulties. I don't know why my laptop was acting a fool today and not working for me, and why my sound was acting a fool for me. I don't know what was happening, but I'm very happy that I got it all figured out. If you want to join me for the live bootcamp, you can go to KristaMaximizer.com/bootcamp and join us May 13th through 15th for bootcamp. It's only $99, and it's what? 4.5 hours of content, 3 days, 90-minute sessions, where we are going to dig into your plan, your strategy for going live and making sales. We're not just going live for the fun of it. We are going live and making sales. And it has froze again. It froze again. Like, I don't even understand what is going on. We're going live and making sales. So if you want to join us, KristaMaximizer.com/bootcamp. If you have any questions about the bootcamp, any questions about going live that you didn't get a chance to ask me on here today, please go ahead and send me a DM over on TikTok or Instagram at Chris the Maximizer. There's also a contact me page at the bottom of my website, christhemaximizer.com, and it's KRYS the Maximizer. So I want to thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. I should be live again tomorrow, so stay tuned. So I will see y'all tomorrow evening. Have a good night. Bye. All right, y'all. I'm so sorry. I did end the live already. I'm so sorry for my technical issues. You can definitely watch the replay of this over on my Instagram at Chris the Maximizer. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram at Chris the Maximizer, KRYS the Maximizer. I am so sorry for all the technical issues that I had today. I'm gonna restart my computer, clear my cookies, and hopefully tomorrow's live will be better. So I'll be live tomorrow around the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.